The perfect performance at the Etihad Stadium as Spurs put 2 past Manchester City. That is now the perfect start for Thomas Frank, the perfect start for Spurs. 2 games, 2 wins and 2 clean sheets. Hi everyone, hope you're well. Chris Cowlin here. This is another episode of Spurs in the Media, where I'll be going through all of today's newspapers, looking at all of the articles from today's national press, and also looking at the player ratings from the game. Manchester City 0, Tottenham Hotspur 2. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. So let's get straight into it. Manchester City 0, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Let's have a look at today's newspapers. On the front of the goals supplement from the Sun newspaper today, it's got this wonderful picture of Cowlin and Mohamed Kudus celebrating Tottenham's win. It says here, Pep Guardiola was annoyed as Manchester City failing to do the simple things against his bogey team Spurs. Thomas Frank's side are 2 wins from 2 after strikes from Brennan Johnson and Cowlin stunned City at the Etihad. Tottenham's 10 wins over Guardiola coach teams means that no club has more victories over the Spaniard. Pep Guardiola played down the hoodoo and blamed his team for basic errors and missed chances. He said, "We just missed simple things. We have to improve." And the main heading on the goal supplement here, it says the easy had Spurs shine as City mess up simple things. Also, a double-page spread published by the Sun newspaper today on the game, and it says here, "What a pain. Pep spent £320 million, but City look pretty poor." Pep Guardiola has spent over £320 million over the past 8 months trying to reinvent the wheel at Manchester City. It's then got this stat, and it says Manchester City defeats under Pep Guardiola by opponents, all competitions. Tottenham 10, Liverpool 10, Manchester United 9, Chelsea 7, Arsenal 4 and Leicester 4. Tottenham are now level with Liverpool for wins against City under Pep Guardiola. And also, Manchester City defeats under Pep by opponents at the Etihad in all competitions. Manchester United 5, Spurs 3, Chelsea 2, Liverpool 2, Crystal Palace 2. The Sun have also published the match stats, and it's got here shots. Manchester City 10 to Tottenham's 12. Shots on target, City 4, Spurs 5. Possession, City had 61% of the ball to Tottenham's 39%. Passes, City 503 to Tottenham's 324. Completed passes, City 434 to Tottenham's 252. Touches in the opposition box, City 33, Tottenham 25. Corners, City had 7 to Tottenham's 2. Fouls conceded, City 7, Tottenham 12. And yellow cards, City received 1, Spurs 4. Match time 102 minutes, and the ball was in play for 55 minutes and 5 seconds. Now for a report from the Sunday Mirror, and it says here, "Is Thomas the Tank engine? Fans thought Eze saga had derailed Frank's big plans, but Pep and co hit the buffers, and under fire, Daniel Levy has last laugh." The Sunday Mirror, it then goes on to say, "It promised to be an uncomfortable afternoon for Daniel Levy. He would have loved every single minute of it. The Tottenham chairman has a bit of a strained relationship with both his Manchester City counterparts and his team's own fans. Daniel Levy has never hidden his distaste for the way City go about their business, and it was telling that when the Premier League announced that they had levelled 115 charges against the Etihad club 2 years ago, Pep Guardiola name-checked him in a press conference. Not that it would have bothered Daniel Levy, nor would it have bothered him or worried him that Spurs travelling fans spent most of the game calling for him to step down. Also on the back page of the Sunday Mirror today, it says here, Manchester City 0, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Frankly shocking. Spurs stun City to go second. Pep Guardiola refused to point a finger of blame at James Trafford after the young Manchester City goalkeeper's nightmare mistake. Now for a report from the Sunday Times, and they have got this picture here of João Palhinha scoring Tottenham's goal, the second one. Trafford's nightmare helps Spurs shock City. It then says that James Trafford started the week collecting the PFA Championship Player of the Year award and ended it with a reminder that his assignment this year as Manchester City goalkeeper will be much harder than his previous task of keeping goal at Burnley. Now, the player ratings from the Sunday Times today, they've given Vicario an 8, Jed Spence a 7, Van de Ven an 8, Romero an 8, Pedro Porro a 7, Bentancur and Sarr both with 7s, João Palhinha with 8, Brennan Johnson an 8, Richarlison an 8, and Mohamed Kudus an 8. Now a report from the Sunday Star, and it's got here, to be frank, it was Eze. Thomas's men put bad week to bed with clinical win. The joke might have been on Tottenham losing out on Eberechi Eze, but they ended the week having had the last laugh with another demolition of Manchester City on their own turf. Now, the player ratings from the Sunday Star today, they have given Vicario, Porro, Romero, Van de Ven, Spence, Sarr, Bentancur, Kudus and Johnson all 7s, and they have given João Palhinha and Richarlison both 8s. Subs, Odebert a 6, Solanke a 6, Bergvall and Danso, they have given 5s. I think those ratings are very harsh, in my opinion. Starman, Richarlison, the Spurs striker, continued his electric start to the season. They have also given some stats here. They state that Tottenham Hotspur are only the second side to win away to a Pep Guardiola side managed team in back-to-back league seasons after Manchester United in 2019-2020 season and the 2020-2021 season. The average age of Manchester City's starting 11 v Tottenham was 24 years and 326 days, their youngest for a Premier League match since October 2010. And Brennan Johnson became the first player to score in both of Tottenham's first 2 Premier League games of the season since Eric Dyer did it back in 2014-15 season. Now, the Sunday Telegraph have published this article, and instead of focusing on Tottenham's great win at Manchester City, they have also gone down the route of talking about the Manchester City goalkeeper James Trafford and his mistake for the second goal. It says Trafford's horror show a worry as Spurs punish City. However, the penultimate paragraph in this report from the Sunday Telegraph today, it says that Spurs were excellent, but they were able to exploit City's high defensive line far too easily, and there was a lack of cohesion in their attacking game too. Erling Haaland looked isolated and did not get a clear chance all game. Now a report from the Mail on Sunday, and they have published this double-page spread, and it says here, Spurs' relentless assault was impressive, Frank's choreography perfect, and it savagely exposed City's rapidly fading aura. And it also shows the Premier League table here. Tottenham Hotspur played 2, won 2, scored 5, conceded 0, points 6. Now, the player ratings from the Mail on Sunday today, they have given Vicario a 6.5, Pedro Porro a 7, Romero a 7, Van de Ven a 7, Spence 6.5, Sarr 7.5, João Palhinha man of the match 8 out of 10, Bentancur and Kudus both with 7s, Richarlison a 7.5, Brennan Johnson a 7. They have given manager Thomas Frank an 8 out of 10. And finally, let's hear from a very happy Spurs boss, Thomas Frank, after Spurs beat Manchester City 2-0 at the Etihad Stadium. And we can also hear from an unhappy Pep Guardiola.
3 points, you must be delighted.
Thank you. Yeah, very delighted. Extremely proud of the players' performance. I think it was exceptionally good performance. I think the first 35 minutes, we know a couple of things. We know it's always difficult to play against City. Here at Etihad, even more difficult. The first 35 minutes I thought was fairly even, but with City on top. I think they are more on top than us. Big mentality shift in terms of staying in the game and keep doing what we wanted to do. Scoring a great goal. Maybe that changed a little bit of momentum, but we definitely stayed on top, scored 2-0. Second half, I think we were very good. And the big spell where we could think that they would put pressure on us, I think we were very aggressive in the high pressure. Thought that we were very front-footed with the mindset to constantly go for the 3-0 goal. And then I must say that the clean sheet makes me very happy. It's a big thing we've been working on. not on clean sheets, that's easier said than done. But on the defensive side of the game, high pressure, middle block, low block, defend the box, mentality, blocking shots, everything. Because if you get clean sheets, you're closer to win a game. And also last year we had 6 clean sheets, so that's very big for me.
So many good individual performances, of course, but you've got João Palhinha in, first goal for the club. How important is that kind of combination with Rodrigo Bentancur?
I think I think it's fair to say that we got a few questions about transfer market yesterday, a lot about why not and what if and all that. What is 100% sure, we brought 2 top players into the club, Kudus and Palhinha. Both of them performed very well, which I'm very pleased with. And Palhinha, wow, sometimes players need confidence and they need to be on top. And I don't think he's fully fit yet where I want him to be. But very pleased with his performance, and he's definitely helping the team.
Obviously, in the Super Cup, you were 2-0 up and you played really well, but you couldn't get over the line that time. This time, obviously, felt very different. What were the lessons you took from the Super Cup, and what was different today?
I think, good question. We of course referenced it, or I referenced it at halftime. When you're tired, keep going. That was one thing. 2, that we had to keep being brave on the ball, and 3, we had to keep being good in the high pressure. But also that's easier said than done. But from every game you learn, from games where you not get the result you want, you learn maybe even more. And then I think in some ways, of course, the other thing was a final. This was away at Etihad, one of the most difficult places to go to. But the defensive principles are more and more, and then I think the mentality is the key thing. Need mentality to win games like this.
You spoke yesterday about for each match how you sort of compile 3 key themes and build your principles around that. What were the 3 key ones today that you felt City could be?
Defensive side of the game, be brave in phase 1 and 2, and set pieces. I think that's very, very easy. I never ever use one word about any player that's not in our club.
Thomas, I think it was one of your counterparts, Jurgen Klopp, that said something along the lines of there's no better playmaker in football than an effective press, essentially. What do you make of that statement, and did you think...
Who said that, sorry?
Jurgen Klopp?
Jurgen Klopp, yeah. Was it good? Was a clever man, huh? I need to text him and say, hey, that's okay, clever. I definitely believe in the aggressive press, as you saw today, as you saw with my Brentford team. I believe in the high pressure. I believe in if we can be front-footed. I like that mentality. I think it's offensive. It's more offensive way of defending, and then it's more fun to defend on the other. On the opponent's half, and of course today I think we were very successful. Also score a goal from it. So happy.
And I suppose Sarr as well, someone that's played in that number 10 position again today, moved back, I suppose, more to like an 8 last week, but pushed into that position again today against PSG, a similar thing, so effective in that kind of pressing role. Yeah,
definitely. And you can say there's a few things. It depends from game to game. Players in different positions, systems, but today he was very good, like the rest of the team. I think it was difficult to pick one player today. I think everyone performed fantastic.
Hi Thomas, for the first goal you managed to beat the Man City offside trap. It seemed to cause a lot of uncertainty putting the ball over the top. Is that something that you had pinpointed as to exploit?
Yeah, we talk about the high line, and one thing is to talk about it and try to train it. It's never that easy. So to be fair, I also think we ran into offside 6 times before that. So Of course, the goal looks very successful, and that's what we look at. But there's a few times where we didn't do it well enough. But yes, of course, we try to look into it.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
You were here a couple of years ago with an outstanding performance from your Brentford team. Was this performance even better, given that you've only just started to put your fingerprint on this Spurs side?
I think it's two different teams, two different contexts, but I think that both performances were top, and both performances when I look back at and be very proud of.
Final question, please.
Hi, Thomas. So, you referenced earlier that you had quite a lot of questions about the transfer market in the build-up to this game, but is the result, the performance, a timely reminder that the success of a season, the success of a team is not just about what you can do in a transfer market and the players you can bring in?
Yeah, I think it's extremely important that a couple of things that we understand. We have a good group of players, talented group of players, a group with quality players that I'm very pleased with. So that's why we brought in two good players to help. Can we improve it? Perfect. If we can't, then we have very good players. We just showed that today. So yeah, very happy with that.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Hi, Pep. May I just ask about the goalkeeper decision to select James Trafford ahead of Ederson? Is that just purely on form, what you're seeing in training? Or is it maybe to do with Ederson possibly leaving the club and you want to have a sort of a group here who are moving forward?
He made a good first game, James, and I'm going to decide to make another continue. So when I take a decisions, normally in the first part of the season, not just for the keeper. Keeper is a special position, of course, to have more consistency in the goal. But for all the players, when you play 1 or 2 games, and everybody think, okay, this is the start lineup, this is the players going to play. And I learned for many years that this amount of games, everybody will play it. It will be important. Just today, I decide that.
Simon?
Hi, Pep. We saw, I know it's a different manager, different Tottenham manager, but we saw last season the Spurs keeper have an outstanding first period. You had a few chances before they scored. Was it crucial that you needed to score when you had those chances, and that's what turned the game?
But the game against the Spurs in this season is different. Is one hour build up, man marking like it was before in the Brentford, and you have to really play in different way. We talk about that we didn't apply. Maybe after, especially what we miss the simple things. They never ask to play exceptional things, so they miss the simple things. When the first to effort and run, and that is extraordinary since many years. So I don't have doubts. Last season, no for lack of energy, but in the States, in the preseason, the trainings have been really good. But in that pressure, we missed the simple things and read better what they should do. And after that, in the final third, we create chances that never is easy. We create enough, but it's happened. It's football. So that, and just the second game and last game against Wolves, the people say, okay, now it's everything is fine. I said, just is the first game, so many things going to happen. It's the same right now. So I know what we're working, what the players are doing, and many good things I have. Of course, we have to improve, but I said against Wolves the same, the second half, so we have to improve. So, and step by step until we'll make the click, it will make the good connections for many things still are new, and yeah, now rest 7 days and prepared the last game before international break.
Hi, Pep. 2 questions, please. Your assistant, Kolo Touré, had a very active presence in the technical area today. What exactly was his role or task during the game? And why were Gundogan and Akanji left out of the squad, please?
I start for the second. Last game was Rodri and Phil out. So I said many times with the deep squad, I have to rotate. The next game maybe will be another one. So there is not try to everybody be involved, and no more secrets than that. And the Colo is my assistant. Is incredible passion and joy and active, and I like to be everybody be involved in that. And he feels to stand up to say some instructions. I like what they say. They do it.
Set the embargo there for 10:30 p.m. on Sunday.
Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit the follow button and leave a review if you can. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, come on you Spurs.